The problem is a lot of people when they see hit training or CrossFit classes, these higher intensity classes, they'll feel exhausted because they're going 90% of their max, and they think that's the best way because it's the most difficult. But at the end of the day, you need the strength train. You could do the hit, you could do the list, and you got to be in the deficit to lose the weight. You can't just be going hard on these hit classes and that's it. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, a lot of people get stuck in that loop and then they never could lose the weight.
Absolutely. And that's one of the most common things I think in the CrossFit industry in that world. And the reason why is because people, when they go to, and I've never done CrossFit to be fair, because I thought my opinion on CrossFit is there's good and bad. The good thing is it reintroduced a lot of these complex movements, these compound lifts, like it's got women squatting and deadlifting and doing these Olympic lifts. That's a good thing, right? Because those are really good complex compound movements that people should get good at. The problem that I don't like, and the downside I think, is that they're doing so many reps of this at such an intensity that you need a level of technical expertise to perform a squat or an overhead press or a deadlift, and you don't want to do that at high levels. 50 back-to-back reps, you're almost dying and you're trying to pull the weight off the ground. Like, you don't want to do that because you're elevating the risk of injury so high, and that's why you have so many people in CrossFit get injured. So it's good because it's got people into those barbell compound lifts that were very traditional back then that people seem to have gotten away from. The bad thing is they're doing it in such a high intensity that they're risking injury at such a high level, and that's why there's so many injuries with CrossFit. But to your point, I fell into, I'm a victim of the, go high intensity, do it too much. I used to love doing you remember those beach body workouts, like Insanity workouts with Shaun T? I used to love those. And I went through a period where I didn't do strength training, but I was doing intensity, high intensity training with the Shaun T workouts with Insanity, and I loved it. And I did it. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was a 6 day a week program and maybe like a Sunday of rest or something. And
Mhm.
what happened was I got burnt out. I got burnt out. My hormones went through the ground. They were all over the place. I couldn't sleep at night. I didn't have energy during the day. My melatonin, which was supposed to be high at night to put me to bed, was low. So I couldn't get to bed, and my cortisol was through the roof, which so it was basically inverted. And then when I woke up in the morning, my melatonin was high. So I was sleepy in the morning. And my cortisol, which is what's supposed to wake me up, was low. So everything was inverted. My hormone, I did a hormone panel, and everything was completely out of whack. My testosterone went down. It's overworking, it's overtraining. And this is something that a lot of people fall into. They
Mhm.
don't understand the importance of recovery.
Mhm.
That's what, back in 2015, 2016, I started to research, how do I pay better attention to my recovery? Because I went through this hole that I was in that I had to pull myself out of. And that's when I started learning things like the Aura Ring that I wear now, that teaches me about sleep quality and my heart rate variability and my resting heart rate, things like that. So, it people think more is better, and
Mhm.
it's not always better. When I, even my wife, which is she loves Orange Theory workouts, and she was very used to that circuit training life and the music and the energy and the classes and go go go, and you're competing against the person next to you. And when I told her, she wasn't really seeing the results that she wanted, and I said, you need to lift strong, and you need to, lift low reps, heavy weight, and you need to maybe take 2 or 3 minutes of rest between sets. That was
Right.
the hardest thing for her to do, to take those 2 to 3 minutes between a heavy set. That's the hardest thing for her to do. And still to this day, she'll hop on her phone. She has to distract herself. But she's
Mhm.
seen the results now, so she understands the importance of it and she does it. But it's not easy for her. It's one of the hardest things for her is to rest
Hey
between.
guys, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you like my content, feel free to hit that subscribe button.